to you all here tonight. First, on behalf of my peers, I would like to say thank you to the coaches, trainers, athletic administration, and parents in the room for all of your unwavering support. When I started to prepare my speech, my thoughts for tonight, I instantly thought of a game that I have played with some of the students in my classroom. It is the Would You Rather game. My mind raced. Would you rather meet the President of the United States or your favorite movie star? No, that wasn't a good topic for tonight. Then I remembered this one. Would you rather always lose or never play that game? As a competitor, my first thoughts were, I would never want to always lose. That is not fun. But when I really thought about the question, the answer was obvious to me. It seems like nowadays, playing sports is all about winning at all cost. It often seems that in all of that, the passion and the love for the game that we start out with can be lost. Let's remember why we play. I started playing basketball when I was 5. I played because I tried to emulate the players that I watched at all of the high school, college, and professional games my parents dragged me to. I knew I looked kind of like them when I could place it in my little tykes hoop. I developed a pure and utter admiration for the game. Over the years, I've been lucky enough to have found much success with the sport. Sure, wins are great, championships are great, but there is something so unifying about the sport in its purest form. As Division III athletes, we don't play to get drafted or to sign multi-million-dollar contracts, deals with Nike. We play because so many years we stepped onto the court, or the field, or that track, or that rink, we knew that this is what we love to do. We put in the work and the time to get better because we wanted to. And that's what sports teaches you, to give it your all. It's that feeling of knowing that you've given everything you have in you that makes it worth it. But it doesn't just apply in an athletic sense. That determination and perseverance that you've learned and honed is going to stay with you all of your life. You're a competitor, so use it to your advantage. Now look to the people sitting around you. This is what it's all about. Your friends, the relationships you formed. Everyone will undoubtedly grow and evolve over their 4 years of college. But that common bond will be a constant and will stay with you always. The friendships you've made will last much longer than the memory of a loss or a bad game. In 20 years, you won't remember your team's record, but you will remember the bonds you formed through being an athlete. If you had never played sports, you may have never become friends with people sitting next to you tonight or other people around in the room. Think about what else you would miss if you never played sports. You wouldn't know the feeling of having to get a running start to be able to get to your bed because your muscles ache so much after the first week of preseason workouts. You would never be able to hear Coach Fifield say, blankety blank blank blank. You would miss out on the breast cancer walk that Coach Fifield organizes as a fundraiser every season. You wouldn't have the opportunity to ride in a pink Jeep in Sedona, Arizona with Coach and the team. So yes, when I think back about all the memories and experiences I have playing sports, given the ultimatum, I would rather always lose than never have played the game. I would never want to give up on sports and how they have affected my life. What I have learned from them and the relationships that I have formed, winning is awesome, but there is a lot to garner from a loss. Not only on the court, or the field, or the track, or the rink, but also in life. We play because it's what we do, and we probably would be lost without it and pretty bored. It is my hope that you realize everything you have gained from being a student athlete here at USM. Tonight, we recognize the achievements of a number of individuals in the room, but I want to say congratulations to everyone. Being a college athlete is no easy task. To my fellow seniors, it's been a great 4 years, and good luck in your future endeavors. For those of you who have more time here, I urge you to remember why you play. Play for yourself, play for your teammates, play for that little boy or girl that fell in love with the game years ago, and make sure to cherish every season, every game, every practice. It will be over a lot sooner than you realize. Thank you.
All right, I just want to tell you what Ryan and I were talking about. UMass Dartmouth are horrible people. And when you go play them, I've stood in front of 200 plus fans, and I've been cursed out in multiple different languages, and I wasn't nervous. But I'm nervous here, standing in front of you, who want nothing more than for me to succeed. So when I Kyle asked me to give this speech tonight, I felt very honored. I feel good to know that people recognize hard work and dedication and passions you have for your sport, academics, and just anything you really care about in life. And then Meredith gave me a whole slew of topics I could talk about, ranging from community service, academics, athletics, outreach programs. But how do I encapsulate 4 years of memories, good, bad, highs and lows, into one speech? I didn't know where to start, and I'm not sure I still know if I chose the right direction to go in. I wish I could stand here and say that I was a successful athlete, but I wasn't. Wins and losses wise, we never had a winning season while I was here. We never won more than 5 games, and we never made the playoffs. I could talk about success in the classroom, but that's boring because I want to be in the classroom right now as much as you guys want to be. And again, just the idea of the classroom isn't the idea of this award we're receiving tonight. It's the idea of a blend between athletics and academics. So I already told you that I didn't consider myself to be a successful athlete. So how do I fit this award? I'm going to tell you about a man who I respect greatly. Jeff Neal is one of the greatest people you'll ever meet. He's the goalie coach for our team and the women's team. And since I've known him, he's become my mentor, my role model, and a person I can go to for everything. So this past year, I really wanted to make the playoffs, more than anything. I kind of wanted to prove to everybody that we were something, and I thought that's the way we could do it. So when we lost and we were officially eliminated from the playoffs, I was kind of crushed. I was heartbroken. I didn't know where my motivation was going to come for the rest of the games. So I kind of hung around after that game. I sat by the bench by myself. Ryan was there too. And Jeff came over. And he asked me what was wrong. And I told him how I felt. I told him that I had these goals and not achieving them was something that I didn't know how to deal with at that time. And that it was kind of hard. I was telling myself that all this effort I'd put in over the 4 years hadn't amounted to the things I wanted. I wanted something tangible to prove that it was all worth it. So his response frustrated me. He asked me, why do you need something that's tangible to know that you've accomplished something? And I thought about it, and I wanted him to be wrong. I wanted him to be so wrong, but he wasn't. He was 100% on point. And I couldn't argue with him. No matter what argument I could think of, it just didn't work. So he continued by saying that years down the road, he wouldn't remember, Coach Keller wouldn't remember, and probably other people on our team wouldn't remember who we had beat, who we had lost, and if we made the playoffs or not. Rather, they remember us as players, the dedication that we gave, the continuation of our passion, and just the overall hard work. He said that being successful is easy when you're winning, but when you lose, and you lose again, and you keep losing, that's hard. And the ability to pick yourself up after all these losses and keep playing and keep coming back year after year, that's a different type of success. And that's could be a greater success than these tangible accomplishments. So my point with this here is that I guess I have been a successful athlete, and so have many of my teammates. And the idea of success will translate into my academic career. The idea that there are multiple facets as being a successful person, an athlete, and an academic. All these successes, though, can show themselves in different ways. The success you feel when you get a good grade on a test is completely different than when you learn a different manipulation and you find it that you can finally do it on somebody's knee, for example, for the first time. And that's completely different than the opportunities I've been able to see through the Special Olympics, function movement screenings, when you have young athletes with disabilities who can't play their sport necessarily. They can't make a basket. They can't kick the ball down the field. But little things that you can do, like taping their wrists so they look like their favorite player, makes that experience so much better for them. We had an elderly woman, not this year, the year before, when we were doing function movement screenings at the Y, who couldn't get into a squat. She wanted to do it so bad, and she finally got down, all the way down, but she couldn't get up. She was stuck. We rolled her back on her back, and she laid there. We helped her extend her knees, and then stood her back up. We were expecting her to be crushed, but she was so happy because she had gotten all the way down. That was all she needed to feel like she was successful. All these different things have made me realize all the different ways you can be successful, and they all feel different. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity that USM has given me to feel these things. So I want to thank the athletic department, Al and Meredith, all my coaches, professors, Jeff, my teammates, my family, for giving me the opportunity to be successful and helping me seize that opportunity to be successful. And I'm very grateful for that. There's one last person that I'd want to just recognize. I knew him for a very, very short time, but he made a tremendous impact on my life. Buddy made a decision when I was a freshman that crushed the team, and so he's no longer here with us. But he's one person that I've always looked to when I haven't felt that I had any motivation to continue. And I just remember the small things and the small things that made him successful. So I'd like to say thank you to Buddy as well, and I wish he could be here with us, but that's not possible. So again, thank you for everything everybody here has done for me. I greatly appreciate it.